Okay, it's MAGA Monday. There's a lot to unpack about this assassination attempt. They still don't know much about this kid. There's a lot of rumors going around about conspiracy theorists galore. I don't buy into a lot of these conspiracy theories myself. Uh, what I want to tell you is what is known right now. Um, the Not all the media markets are reporting about this. Um, it came out not long after the attack that the Secret Service has been making multiple, for over a year, requests for additional resources to protect the president of the to protect President Trump. That and Because of the threat matrix surrounding him, the amount of threats made against him uh, are there was a lot. There's a lot of them, and they needed more assets, more resources, particularly for these campaign events for President Trump. And this Chavez woman who was in charge of the Secret Service has denied them repeatedly. These for the Secret Service forwarded up the food chain to DHS, and DHS also denied it. So you got Mayorkas and Chavez both denying additional resources. The footprint of the United States Secret Service at these events is very small, believe it or not much more than Trump's normal protection detail. Most of the people standing post at these events are not Secret Service. They are HSI, which is Homeland Security Investigative Division. So they're not as well trained as Secret Service. And much of the stuff that would have and should have been handled by the Secret Service were farmed out to local law enforcement. Now, when the president was shot, he went down. That was his protection detail that swarmed around him, and there's a lot of criticism about the female members of his protection detail, because this Chavez woman is very much a DEI person and has moved up people who are not physically fit to protection details. I mean, one of those women was downright chubby, and she couldn't holster her damn weapon. And you see her fumbling and stumbling with it. Uh, I think it took like 7 or 8 attempts for her to holster her weapon. Now, this is incompetence. Now, and I'm going to go over a lot of this incompetence stuff. The DEI stuff is got to go. Men should be protecting men and not women. Those women that were there, they were willing to put their life on the line and take a bullet but they are not physically capable. They're not physically capable to adequately defend President Trump. Now, I want to get to the heart of what's going on. Was the advance team, they go out before the event, and that advance team spots locations. It's called a threat matrix, and that threat matrix, where they have to make sure that threat matrix is covered, and that they assign resources to those threats. Now, normally, he would be protected by, like I said, if he were still the the actual president, uh, he would had a much higher profile of protection. But there were a lot of resources that were requested, and the most recent request by his protection detail was made Friday for additional resources. They had no. Uh, First of all, I'm going to go into what they had. They had his protection team. They had the Secret Service special operations people. Those were the guys that came out and the black utilities, those and on the stage. That's Secret Service special operations. The guys that were in what they call coyote utilities, the brown utilities, that was PSP, Pennsylvania State Police SWAT team. The counter sniper people that were on the roof, that was Butler County SWAT. So it was not Secret Service that took out this guy. They keep saying this one. It was Butler County SWAT. They are not trained as well as the Secret Service. They had what we're going to find out through this investigation, that is that there were people assigned to that building and that they were not on post. This is what you're going to find. They were either PSP or Butler County PD people assigned to that building. The guy probably climbing the wall was probably Butler County PD. There were Butler County cops and PSP near that building, so close to that building that they couldn't see what was up on the roof. But there was no one on that roof, on post on that roof. And I guarantee you the advanced team assigned that to another agency, and that agency did not provide the resources they were supposed to. This is what you're going to find out. It's probably going to it's most likely on the roof. It was either PSP or Butler County SWAT that was supposed to be on that roof. And this is what we're going to find out as this investigation continues. That people were not on post. Some guy probably figured, oh, I'll just stand down and shoot shit with my buddies. That's my opinion. Somebody in dropped the ball, and this guy saw the opportunity and he went with it. So, yeah, this is what most likely is going to come out of this investigation. Now, the Secret Service heads need to go. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Biden hasn't fired anybody. He didn't fire anybody over the Abbey Gate. He hasn't fired Mayorkas over the immigration, and he's not going to fire Chavez. So we're probably going to be stuck with her till the end of the Biden administration. By the way, Monday mug shot. This is my mug of the week, my Stanley Cup. I have an extensive collection of mugs. I switch them out every week. That was a gift from my daughter-in-law. Has my name engraved on it. Got that for Christmas from her. What we're going to find out, in long and short, is that this investigation that the House and Senate are going to do, well, the House, they need to get that real quick. They need to get the emails and the requests and all this. And what it reminds me of is the last time I heard of additional protection, additional resources being withheld was Benghazi. Because Benghazi, the SRG people were requesting additional resources to protect the location where the ambassador was, and also to protect their perimeter, their CIA base, secret base in Benghazi. And Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State at the time, who had the authority over the diplomatic missions, uh, turned it down. And here you have the same thing, turning down additional Secret Service protection, withholding it. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has no Secret Service protection. But by the end of the day, he will. I wouldn't be surprised. What was missing in with Trump's protection detail? So much was missing. They did not have any aerial assistance, and that's not just Secret Service dropping the ball with resources. Pennsylvania State Police has a pretty expansive aerial division. They have 6 Bell Ranger, Jet Ranger helicopters stationed throughout the Commonwealth. One of them's stationed at the Reading Regional Airport. That's the one who dropped the bomb on the roofs of the Move compound in Philadelphia years ago. They also have 2 Hueys that they purchased from the Pennsylvania National Guard. They have a Black Hawk, which is the exclusive use of the governor. That's how he arrived there, was that PSP and his helicopter. That they've had that Black Hawk since Rendell. They also bought 2 what are called koalas, and these koalas are extremely high tech. They got forward-looking infrared. They got night vision. They got all the bells and whistles for tactical helicopters. And those are used by PSP SWAT. They also had a helicopter resource from Pittsburgh PD if they needed it. None of those resources were used. They didn't have any drones up. And you know what? In addition to all that, Pennsylvania State Police also has 5 fixed-wing Cessna airplanes. So you telling me with 5 airplanes and 10, 11 helicopters at their disposal, that they couldn't have 1 or 2 orbiting this location? Really? It's just, it's dumbfounding. It's dumbfounding. And I think we're going to, like I said, the Secret Service did not have a big footprint there. Mostly the protection detail. They did not have a lot of people on post. The protection detail did what they had to do when things went bad. And for the most part, they did it well. They got him out of there. They made sure the shooter was neutralized prior to trying to move him. Unbelievable. I want to get to some stuff about social media now. I thought, well, people are going to be kinder. No, they weren't. In fact, they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible on there. I had to block a lot of people from my page because of the vitriol and the vulgar, hateful stuff that they were posting on my page. I had to knock them off. All because I made a comment that the aim wasn't off, God's hand got in the way. Well, a lot of these people, liberals are godless people. That is so apparent as of what I've seen yesterday. They are godless people. They don't believe in anything that is greater than themselves. And that is, and same thing as atheists. Atheists and devil worshippers, the Satanists. But I don't put there's not a lot of those real ones around, but they're more than you think. The but yeah, it was really ugly. It was really ugly. And now I've made 85,000 phone calls for Trump since the beginning of the year, and I have to tell you, I never got one threat towards him until just last week. And I reported it to Marshall, the head of the phones. He's in charge of making the calls. I didn't disconnect from. I got the guy's name and where he was from, and ironically, it was when I was making calls in Pennsylvania. And I forward that up, and I'm pretty sure they sent somebody to have a nice conversation with the asshole, and you know, the ugliness, the absolute sheer ugliness that I encountered online yesterday was really, really bad. I thought this, but you know what? It's like this when one of their people dies, when a Democrat dies, we as conservatives and Christians, we pass condolences. We don't speak ill, at least in the immediate time after the death. These people making statements like "too bad he missed," and statements about when the when you say something that God was in had his hand in this, and they say, yeah, God sent the bullet at the firefighter. I think that firefighter's family, they were there for Trump, and I don't think they hold any ill will towards Trump. They hold ill will where it's supposed to go, towards the murderer, towards the dead murderer. But all you got out of these people, that's how sick and twisted and evil they are, that it just kept pouring out. Now I was making I normally don't make calls on a Sunday. Kind of asked God for dispensation on that, and made calls for about 2.5 hours yesterday, and I kind of got the same thing. So I was I was hitting Pennsylvania. I was because and it wasn't good. There were a lot of hang-ups. There were some good people. And sorry about that. I had to wet the whistle. I talk so much and I'm dried out. The it's just confounding. I'm sure I haven't checked my page today yet. I'm sure it's filled with crap, and I'm actually going to hold off now and see how much that crap accumulates and deal with it later. Convention starts today, and we're praying for the people that are at the convention to protect them. I have friends up there. I have friends up there that are with the Horry County Republican Women's Club. Uh, I got other friends that are up there too, and I don't even have a full account of all the people I know that are up there. I know there's more than a few, and there's a definite threat in the air up there because apparently Antifa has been showing up in mass, busload after busload, thanks to George Soros. So I anticipate some violence up there, regardless of what not governor, Biden moment, regardless of what President Alzheimer's said in his meetings, in his speeches. Uh, he botched a 10-minute speech. He had flubs in it yesterday from the Oval Office. I have frequent flubs. I still have speech problems from my TBI 11 years ago. 11 years ago. Oh, by the way, while I'm talking, I have memory issues too. I have to get my keys on. I have to have this. It's called an AirTag on my keys, and I have to use my phone to find them. Now, what happens when I can't find my phone? Because I mislaid my phone too. My wallet has an AirTag in it. I have to get my wife to call my phone. So, but the reason I bring that up is when you travel, you need AirTags in your luggage because two of my friends up there in Milwaukee, their bags were lost, and this is just something I want to like put out there. If you travel, invest in some AirTags, put them in the lining of your luggage. You'll be able to know where your bags are and actually direct the people from the airline. You can tell them, hey, my bag's here, especially if they say your bag's somewhere else. No, my bag's here. Find it. This is also something that people need for their pets. There's a always seeing about pets being missing, cats and dogs missing. That's negligence from owners, but they have collars for these. You'll be able to find your dog pretty damn quick if they have one of these on. All right. The convention, I think we're going to see a very uplifting convention. It's going to be about the issues. I don't think as much is going to be said about this assassination attempt. I think the party's going to move on. We're going to be stronger and more united because of this. That's one thing Alzheimer said yesterday, where our nation needs to be united. Yeah, they're going to be united. They're just not going to be united behind you, Brandon. You're going to be united behind Trump. And I don't care what people say. God had a hand in that yesterday, on Saturday. God's hand saved him. And his strength afterward, absolutely amazing. Fight. They're already got t-shirts out with him pumping his fist in the air and the flag in the background, and there's already a whole line of merchandise out yesterday. I've been seeing it on the web, seeing it on social media. I generally try to buy stuff through the Trump store, but I picked this up at an Army Navy in Pennsylvania, near the Cabela's in Hamburg, Army surplus place, and it's I'm stuttering and stammering right now. I got words that want to come out and I can't because I'm upset, and when I'm upset I can't talk right. And I know we prayed yesterday at church for Trump, for the delegates, for everyone that's involved in this convention. Trump extended the olive branch to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley wasn't supposed to be at the convention. She's going to be at the convention. She's going to be speaking. Ron DeSantis is going to be speaking. All his opposition from the primaries are going to be there, and they're going to be behind him. And this is going to be the most unified front our party, I think, has ever presented. The strongest, most unified group. And I have no doubt we're going to take back the White House. And down ticket wise, we're going to take the Senate. And we're going to expand our lead in the House. And now, when it comes to the Veep sweepstakes, I don't know. I think a lot of people are talking Rubio. Rubio would have to relinquish a lot. He'd have to relinquish his residency in Florida and his seat on the. He's the senior senator representing Florida. He'd have to relinquish that to run. If he lived in a different state, he wouldn't have had to. But because he resides in the same state as the presidential candidate, they can't do that. I'm still hoping for Tim Scott. I think he's a long shot now. I don't want that fellow from North Dakota. I mean, that guy, he's a nice fella and everything, but he didn't gain no traction in the primaries, and I don't think he's going to help Trump all that much. Not that Trump needs it, but Vance from Ohio, JD, I think he kind of shot himself in the foot yesterday with a statement he made that was just dumb. Whether he's still in the running or not, that's we'll find out maybe as soon as tonight. But I apologize for my stuttering and stammering today. I'm actually going to go on from here and start making some calls. Stay safe. God bless.